All right, guys. So welcome, everyone, to Snail School, where you're going to learn something today. With me, I'm the substitute teacher. Core. Okay, good.
I am the dude who sits in the corner fucking with the check mark thing, making sure he's doing his job right.
No, you're the guy in the back row with the knife on the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the guy carving in like pain with P-A-N-E. It's like, I don't...
Excuse me, that's destruction of school property. Doing? I would never do that.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Alantutorial tonight, guys. Now, Alantutorial is by far one of my most favorite stories through internet. Like, you know how they have every man hybrid? They have, like, which I know you were a big fan of. They have Marble Hornets. The Multi-Core's Anime Hour. Fuck you, bitch. Have you ever watched Scam School? Yes, I have. I haven't watched. Yeah, I watched him show like how to do magic tricks though. It's a fun time. Okay, so Alantutorial is all about this guy, this kid. He is a
Alan.
Yeah, his name is Alan, exactly. And
he is a Alan.
He makes tutorials. Now this is also an interactive thing. I want you guys to interject and talk and all that shit about this whole thing.
You have to raise your hand though.
Nah, you can just yell. I like it. I'm a substitute. People don't get respect.
Yell
the
out
substitute.
the answers.
Yeah, people don't respect the substitute teacher. Vash goes, guy teaches magic tricks and shit. You can easily learn and use it. Oh yeah, I saw that. Burger would hate it. Yeah, right. He'd probably kick the shit out of him. So Alantutorial starts off with a guy, and it's always like a handheld camera. Like he's always got his like phone in his hand, and the whole thing is he is just teaching you how to do things. Now, the first episode is how to leak on a piece of paper. That's what's called. He's not retarded yet in this, so that's that's foreshadowing. I haven't heard about Alantutorial since.
That's called a spoiler, not a foreshadow.
Okay, well, it comes up in like 2 episodes. Hold on a second. It's foreshadowing, like where this is going. It's interesting because the whole he sounds like he's got his hand in front of his mouth. And he like sounds really distorted, but he's like kind of weird. He just spills water on a piece of paper, and that's basically it. Like he's basically imitating just taking a piss on a sheet of paper. Really nothing crazy. The second one, he how to watch YouTube videos online. He goes and watches a cat video. He finds a cat video on YouTube, and his instructions are: okay, pause the video, take the video's URL, go to a different website called KeepTube, go to that, put the video URL in. And then instead of pressing download, press watch video. It'll take you back to YouTube, and you can watch the video right there. So that's that. Then comes the third video, which is where we are at. How to make mail into a square. It's basically the beginning of Alantutorial. He sounds retarded. He's like, "Hey guys, so it's me, Alantutorial," and I'll show you guys some examples of how he sounds. But anyway, so he basically takes an envelope of mail, cuts it into a square, and that's basically his whole thing. A couple little side things about Alantutorial. He is all about calling coffee filters cups, and the water that he uses in every single video is just hair gel. He doesn't show the bottle, but you can hear him squeezing it, and it goes, and then it comes out. And he's like, "Oh, this is water," and it's clearly hair gel. It's like that cheap V8 or VO5 fucking hair gel.
Oh yeah, LA looks.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That blue weird fucking hair gel.
That shit was the best.
So basically,
made your hair nice and crunchy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Girl, I love when your hair is crunchy.
Yeah.
When you can't run your fingers through it. It's
right.
like cement.
So his whole thing is he does unboxing and unwrapping videos as well. Like he basically does everything that was popular at one point on YouTube. He does that. He does like a couscous challenge where you know all those weird like cinnamon challenges and shit.
Yes.
He just eats a fucking mouthful of couscous and he's like, "This is the couscous challenge. Yep, check it out. Did it? Okay, I did it, guys. Have a great one."
The fuck even is couscous?
It's like little beads of pasta. So next comes ones. Now we can start talking about things. So you now have the back lore of the back lore. You have the lore, the backstory of Alantutorial. This episode, this video is called Manga Head Drawing Tutorial. He draws a notebook paper lines and hole punches on a piece of paper. So he takes a basic white sheet of paper and just draws out a notebook of it. Then he draws what I can only describe as a bean in the center of an unconnected circle, and he calls it Martin, and that's an anime person. It's really, really bad. There's really so
what do you know about anime?
Yeah, right, apparently nothing. We're basically learning that this guy isn't good at anything, and that's kind of the
Then
story.
why is he making tutorials then?
Because either he describes himself as, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm Alantutorial. I'm a little kid," and he sounds like that's a very good impression of it. He did it just like that. He does
he did a good job. He does a good impression of me doing an impression.
Yeah,
of him.
exactly. He creates. And we're about to get to the good stuff. He created a video called "Hacked 2 Terabyte Hard Drive Mod Brother Trick Glow in the Dark." Where that's the entire video. I'm not even kidding. I wrote it exactly just as it is. All he does in this, he spits inside of a highlighter, dumps it onto a hard drive, hot glues 2 quarters and some electrical tape to it, and calls it done. That's how he mods a fucking thing. So he makes some more videos, but then this is the big one.
I'm pretty sure that the fucking girl that the Vash was like, she does a froppy. I'm pretty sure that was our original froppy.
Oh,
she dropped
shit.
out.
Shit, really?
Yeah. Let me make sure of this.
So the big one is how to crush a can of Dr. Pepper with slats of wood. This got 2 million hits. It was on the front page of crack.com.
How to crush a Dr. Pepper.
How to crush a can of Dr. Pepper with slats of wood. So it got so big, I'm just going to show you it, and then you guys tell me what you think. Here it is. Okay. So let me swing you guys over to this.
Hey guys, thanks for coming to YouTube. Today on my page I'm going to show you a new tutorial, brand new, on how to crush an old can of soda with wood. So here's a soda's Dr. Pepper can. You need 1 soda can. You need a drill.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, I was wrong. It's not the same girl.
He's got a lot of power tools. It's weird. You're going to notice there's a lot of wood. There's like construction going on in his house. And he's always around saws and drills and
put the can on
like
its
dangerous
side
things.
and drill a hole. The can, it needs.
This is how you crush a can of soda.
It needs air holes. Otherwise, it won't crush. Oh. Shoot. Hold on.
Shoot.
You gotta hold the drill. And you drill into the can.
Still can. Hey, just leave me alone.
Hold on, you gotta pin the can.
So he basically just chases
Hold
the
on.
can.
There must be something more to this.
Well, eventually,
Maybe for some reason he can't use his other hand, and it's alluding to that.
so he gets it.
Set up the can.
Oh,
you take a piece
because he's
of
holding a
wood,
fucking camera.
Yeah.
Drop it. Hold on.
Just slamming it.
Piece of wood. And you put
But
it
why
on-
wouldn't he use a
put it on 2
tripod or
slabs of
something?
wood.
We're just like standing.
Another one.
And then if it doesn't work, you just keep getting slats of wood.
Why?
I don't know. It's got 2 million at this point.
Beautiful.
Easy to do tutorial at home, fun and easy. More tips at Alan
Fun
Tutorial.
and
Twitter page.
easy.
Yes. So, there's a little bit of it. Anyway, now we're getting the meat and the potatoes because now is when it gets good.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay. How to make double-barrel World War II Italian fighter plane origami paper art. He makes a shitty paper plane. That's basically what he does.
No, he makes origami art.
Yeah. But all of a sudden, there's knocking at the door. A lot of knocking.
A lot of knocking.
Like it's like nonstop. It's like knock, 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 and he's like, "Stop! I'm trying to do a tutorial. Leave me alone." And like it just keeps going and going and going. And we're like, something's going on at this house. This is like, this is fucking weird. This entire story is told through tutorials, and it's good. So next we have cooking famous guacamole. Alan has no idea what things are. He gets things wrong all the time. We already know with the coffee filters, he thinks that they're cups. I don't know how he drinks anything. Water, it's hair gel. So he thinks that he cuts an avocado with a bandsaw.
That's a good way to cut an avocado.
He holds the saw with his feet.
That's not the best way.
He calls a cup of probably mouthwash, water,
Mm-hmm.
and a cup of, like, it's an oatmeal-colored sludge. It's thick as fuck. Calls it lemon juice.
Probably.
And he's like, yeah, this is how you make guacamole. It's really good. Spanish guacamole is the best. He cuts the avocado with the bandsaw and does a perfect job. It's amazing.
Really? With
Yeah.
his feet.
He does it.
Wow.
And it did it. That's the one thing I want to say about that. So this one I want to show off because this is where it gets crazy. Let me just tell you what we're gonna watch.
I want to watch.
How to get coffee drips from a French press is the name of this video. There's a cordless drill covered in 20 socks going absolutely mental around Alan's room. He whacks it with a stick and gives up and hides under the bed and barely audibly yells for help. He moves a box full of things labeled dads in front of him to shield himself.
Okay, dads.
So let's check this out for a quick second. Oh, we're getting the good stuff, but not right away.
The good stuff.
Okay, so where is it? Oh, we're not even at that point yet.
So.
There it is. Wait, no.
Okay.
Here it is. Gotcha. So, this... let me just show you guys how this video starts off. Ready? Here's the video. I'm just going to play it out and you guys can watch it. Ready?
Hey guys, so
Look at this fucking thing. You're not...
oh gosh. Okay, this is a tutorial on if there's an emergency in your room and you're freaked out.
This is called how to get coffee drips from a French
You gotta
press.
find a stick and use it to whack at the freak out, the thing that's giving you spooks. And once you're
It's giving you spooks.
once you get it on the, okay, you can, okay. If it's still spooking you out, you drop to the floor. I drop to the floor now. I'm on the ground. And use your hand to
I'm on the ground.
push yourself deep, to get yourself deep under the bed. Once you're under the bed, you can just use boxes and hide yourself. Use to protect your body. And just stare at the spooky thing.
He's just covered in
Hopefully
power
if it
drill
doesn't
with
stop you
fucking
coughing, I'll help.
socks.
Help. And if nobody comes, you just wait it out and you maybe put...
So anyway, so there's that. Good.
Okay.
Good. Okay. So, clearly, this is like a mentally retarded person. He's left at home for God knows what reasons. And we don't really know.
Would you take him out with you?
What?
Would you take him out with you?
No. But, like, they leave him with all power tools and, like, weird shit. It's very, very bizarre. So, then comes the first piece of, like, the story.
Okay.
How to pick up a blue chair off the ground. Alan is completely distraught. He's very, very audibly upset.
Okay.
He's like, you can hear him crying, and if you've ever heard retarded people cry, it's like genuinely saddening. He like tries to pick it up. It's believed that this chair represents like something with his mom. Like they think his mom is dead, and that like this reminds him of her.
Okay.
And the fact that it's like laying down. He's like the description says like how to pick up the pieces of something that fell down and is unfair. Oh no, that was taken from you and is unfair.
Okay.
And like it's really really weird shit. Like he ends up not being able to pick up the blue chair because he's so upset and he sucks at it. He like tries to pick it up and it like rolls on its side out of his hand because he's not gripping it. He's just like creating a platform, you know, and it just falls over. And he's like, he eventually just goes, if you can't pick up the blue chair, you just leave it on the ground. All right, guys, thanks, bye. Like so he's very like something's going on with that. Advanced home how-to home yoga. He starts off the video by saying, welcome to my blue. Shoot. Redoes the intro. The blue chair is still knocked over. This is days later. This tutorial was uploaded. He starts to do the how to do mom's yoga by doing the downward dog followed by child's pose. And when he does child's pose, he's like, it's hilarious because you can hear how close he is to the mic, and like it's just like he's like whispering in your ear, and he's like, this is what a kid would do if you're just left alone, and you just lay here and you try to go to sleep and you close your eyes and you just think about a more peaceful world. So, anyway, there's some other videos that come up after this, like how to take a bunch of pills, where he just takes a random assortment of pills. How to smoke, which this is basically, if you ever want to know how Alantutorial was as a person, I think this is the one that you could really
As a character, or as a person?
as a character.
Okay.
This is the kind of person he is. He basically is the quintessential. There's the blue chair. He's basically the quintessential like little kid. He like wants to be cool.
Smoke cigarettes.
Exactly. So let's check this out.
Whoa. Hey, tutorial heads. Welcome.
Oh yeah, we're the tutorial heads, by the
Oh,
way.
good. Okay, go ahead.
I'm glad.
Whoa. Hey, tutorial heads. Welcome to my YouTube page. Today I'm gonna do a tutorial on how to make a smoky fire. And if your parents are home, you probably don't want to do it. But if they're out of town, check it out. So you need 2 rolling papers. You
That's
need
cool, guys, that's the name.
a little cup of some tobacco for a cigarette. You need green slime, which is a big bucket of slime.
Big bucket of
You need a
slime.
glue pen, and you need something to start a fire. So first thing you gotta do is take the rolled
I'm
paper.
so curious
and
about
put
what's gonna
some glue
happen.
on it,
Yeah.
Right in the
Go-
middle.
Yeah. Isn't that how you do it?
and then you dip the second paper in the slime. Once you got it gunked up, you double stick them together. It makes a bond. The bond is gonna hold it together, and that way you're not gonna get in any trouble. Drop it in. Second thing you gotta do is roll it in.
This is like the shittiest rolling job I've ever seen.
Perfect. Get this out of here,
Get set.
and we're ready to flame on. It's a cool thing to do. You're not gonna get in any trouble.
I'm starting
You'll
to
be fine.
Put together
Smell
a
good?
story here.
Yeah.
I think
Awesome.
you
So,
said a
it
bond is
burns
gonna
up, it starts a
hold it
fire.
together,
Yeah, I did.
and so it doesn't get in trouble. So you don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what he did say.
hot, or else you'll get a burn. And a bad burn is the kind of thing that you gotta go to the hospital for. And if you're cool like me, you just want to stay home. So
That is like my favorite line of this. If you're cool like me, you just want to stay home. Like that's the coolest thing. You're right. Staying home is cool.
hospital.
It's pretty
for,
cool.
And if you're cool like me, you just want to stay home. So that's basically it. Tutorial's done. And if you liked it, you just leave a comment, favorite on it, send it off, and just don't forget to stay cool. And school's lame. And I'll check you later. And bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
School's lame. So basically, you can really start to see that Alan is a character. He's fucking hilarious in his own really, really weird way. He's clearly like a child, or he's a man who has the brain of a child. We really don't know at this point, and I don't think we're ever really going to know. So, anyway, we're gonna skip some of these. So he does a beanbag video, which isn't really great. Magic rope trick tutorial. This is how he starts it off. Hey YouTube, my name's Alan. I'm a little kid. He basically just tries to string scissors and tape around the floor. He begins with a shoelace and a feather for misdirection. the feather is just there for misdirection. He doesn't do anything with it. He just misdirects you. That's what he's doing. Immediately placing it out of the way, tapes the shoelace to the ground, wiggles it a little, and a cat comes in the front of the top of the video. Alan tries to not film it. Really nothing happens there. How to tweet on Twitter, Alantutorial. Alan has an expensive computer like mine. It's like it's a double-sided motherboard in front of him with an Intel spin. It's a fan. And sticks of RAM in front of him. He lazily drops the RAM sticks on top of the board and attempts once to plug in a giant power supply. He says he'll finish the video on Twitter, so just tweet at him to show you how to finish building the Twitter computer. Doesn't really make much sense. So anyway, the one that I thought that you'd like, and this is right before we're gonna go into hyperspace, and we're gonna skip a bunch of these.
Okay.
How to do a pull-up summer workout series. He's in a shed.
Oh, good. You need this one.
Shut the fuck up. You need this. He's in a shed with slats of wood being stored at the top of
Like a loft.
basically with whatever these
Rafters.
support beams are inside of a what is it? There's
The rafters.
exactly. So it's in the rafters of the ceiling. This may be where he gets the idea for a video coming up later, a reveal slats of wood video.
Okay.
He takes one and uses it as a pull-up bar. He states, so basically that's it. If you're having a hard time, that's because you're a little weak guy. He does about 22 pull-ups whilst talking about subscribing. It's incredible. So clearly, I'm starting to think.
How do you know? Do you see him as a person?
No. You see him holding the camera and him going up and down. Well, you do see him jump. Or you think he fools you to think he's jumping, or
Okay.
he doesn't jump, or he does jump, whatever. But anyway, he does a shitload of pull-ups. It's insane.
Okay.
Anything you want to say with that?
Was he actually doing the pull-ups?
Probably not. But that's
But
hard to tell.
as a character, doing 22 pull-ups.
Yes. So,
So Alan, safe to say, he's probably not a little kid.
probably not. He's probably retarded and has retard strength.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's just my theory at this point. AC installation tutorial proper. The blue chair is seen still on its side next to an AC unit sitting in the middle of the room, not even connected to anything. Alan explains, "It's hot summer heat getting me down, sweating all over the bed." That's exactly what he says. Starts by using a heavy-duty pliers to wiggle and jam an old rusty switch at the base of the AC for no more than 1/10 of a second before Alan puts them down and starts using his hand. He's almost immediately bleeding all over the place. Like, immediately there's blood everywhere in this room. It's everywhere, dude. There's so much. There's too much blood. There is a cautious amount of blood. So, what did you say?
Why are we watching this?
So yeah. He doesn't stop the tutorial either. Blood is all over the unit as his speech begins to slow and his breathing becomes deeper. He starts taking deep breaths. He takes the plug and inserts it into a busy power strip.
This sounds like some kind of a strange, like, fan service, like, fucking fan fiction.
It's kind of weird. The prongs of this of the outlet adapter thing are covered in blood. The unit immediately turns on. He barely finishes the outro, telling you to like and subscribe to Twitter, and then it ends.
Perfect.
Revealing slats of wood and dusting a bed. Alan's ceiling has drywall ripped completely off, revealing the structural slate behind it. Part 1 does not exist. So we're already in part 2 of this thing. His entire ceiling, dude, is ripped to shit. Like, I'm not kidding. You can see the structural integrity of this room being destroyed in front of you. He's using a rusty bent pipe to rip the drywall off. It falls onto his idiot head and onto the bed he's standing on. The bed is covered in shit. It's so bad. The entire room is covered in drywall and dust. He starts hitting the fallen drywall to create more dust to rub all over his bed or his comforter. He uses a keyboard air cleaner to blow dust around his bed. Subscribe to my YouTube channel is what he ends the video on. It's a fucking wreck in here.
Maybe this isn't a character.
The very next video is called Locked Out of a Room Tutorial. What to do. Alan is heard very upset looking into a familiar room from the outside of the house. It's a tutorial about what to do if you get locked out of your room. He's locked out of his house. What to do if you get locked out of your room and somebody packs up all your stuff. This is the very next video after he destroyed his fucking room. We could kind of make an assumption here as to what happened. Alan checks the hardness of the glass to see if he can break it. He's unable to get in. Bars are running across the windows. We now see he's on top of the roof on a landing looking into the second level window. So he's just on the fucking first floor roof looking at, another floor. He finds a bottle of organic sea salt in the gutter. He decides to wait there, eating the sea salt, waiting for people to help him. Time passes with nothing happening besides slowly hearing Alan start to whimper and whisper, "Help me," while intermittently trying to calm himself down by saying, okay, and tutorial repeatedly. Tutorial. He just keeps saying it. 5 months later, we get a video called Lost Survival Skills Tutorial Find Water. Alan is lost and trying to get back to his room. He's roadside from an interstate looking for water. He ties 2 shoelaces to a cut-up plastic water jug, one of those gallon jugs, and fishes out super wet juice, is what he calls it, from a tepid drain runoff. He spills more than half of it, reeling it back up. So he's not doing so hot out here. The next video is like a month later. Alan video.mp4 tutorial. Alan is homeless and on the hunt for food. Carrying a blue tarp. It's tied around his waist. Like how the cool kids, the grunge kids would take their flannels. He has a tarp that's trailing behind him like a fucking wedding dress. He's on the hunt for food.
It's called a train.
Okay, so he's got a train for a tarp. He drinks snow water from an old tire. The tire's just sitting there.
Oh, good.
He crushes something with a rock. It leaves a giant blood squirt. It just shoots blood everywhere. This is outside. He's running, dude. He's like a feral cat. He's so crazy. It's very weird. He he finds a dictionary in an outside garbage can. He checks out the muscular system of the human body. He finds dog shit that he keeps calling mud. He refuses to call it anything but mud. He smashes it with his hand and puts it in the dictionary to show mud the human body. Check it out. He's like fucking patting it in the fucking thing. He continues eating garbage.
Why is there a human body in the dictionary?
Well, I guess it's like some kind of encyclopedia or some shit. He continues eating garbage and searching for more mud to show the dictionary too. He's surrounded by wet dirt. So
You're surrounded by dog shit.
no, he's surrounded by real mud.
Okay.
But he's looking for dog shit. He's like, it comes in little circles, but what the fuck? There's just wet dirt all around you. There's mud all around you. Is what I'm saying. A couple months later, we get this. How to change. The video is silent. Okay. Alan is outside in the middle of the night, so it's completely muted. The audio. He has a random dresser on fire in front of him. He takes lighter fluid and pours it onto the dresser. One of the drawers bursts into flames, dude. It's fucking crazy. He turns around to reveal a tarp with a handsaw and a hatchet lying on top of it. Really spooky shit. He used the hatchet on the flaming dresser to chop it up. Suddenly, smooth jazz comes out of nowhere on top of this horrifying video as effective as a jump scare. It is terrifying. The video is horribly glitchy and filled with screen tear and artifacting. Next video. DCIM_028.WMV. 6 seconds. Alan is on all fours outside in the woods. This video is posted 9 months from the last video, February to November. So that's the posting difference. You can only see his right hand, which is completely blackened by mud and dirt. The rest of his body is likely the same. Alan is heard timidly saying, ow. 6 seconds. How to do Spanish hair braid. Alan is running through the woods midday. He's in boxer shorts, nothing but, and with the camera pointing to the ground. His legs are so dirty they look like Wolfman's. His feet are equally as dirty with his toenails half an inch longer than his toes, dude.
Wow.
It's insane. And I'll show you how bad it looks when we get deeper into this. He's a ghoul. His sprint ends at a collection of garbage that he owns. He's been piling up garbage. He looks through it to find something to make a tutorial on. Everything he touches becomes extremely dirty. Comes up with a Spanish hair braid. Rips his own hair out of his head to use in this tutorial. Laying the chunks of hair on top of the trash. The hair must be wet, so he spits in his hand. A random set of dentures comes out of nowhere while his hand returns from his mouth to the hair. I don't know. Yeah. He arranges the hair in a Christian cross and takes the side hair and crosses it over to the other side.
A Christian cross.
That's what he says. No braid is done or is successfully made. He gets frustrated and says, you get it. Runs away immediately joyfully frolicking through the woods. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube page.
Have you liked and subscribed to his YouTube page?
Yes.
Okay.
I love him.
Good.
DIY weatherizing hole tutorial. Alan pissing on a dead tree. His tutorial hands before pushing over the tree with one hand. He fucking knocks it over. The dead tree falls and explodes. It's like it shatters, dude. His fingernails are long as shit. Bone white from calcification. Camera points down to his legs and feet, which are even dirtier, bloodier, and the toenails are the same. His right toes are covered in black mold. They're looking like one big super toe. All of his toes look like they're one. I'm gonna show this to you just for a second, just so you can see it. He finds an exploded can of weathering foam. Like what you'd use for your house.
Like yellow stuff.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Takes his bloodied underwear off, standing no more than 30 feet from a visible street with cars driving by. Sticks his undies in the tree hole, like it's like a hole in the side of the tree. Sticks his undies in the tree hole and puts the can of weathering foam on top of the broken tree. Let me just show you just how fucking... That was a whisper. Whistle. Let me just show you how fucking disgusting he is, dude. It is...
I want to see.
It is disgusting how bloody he is.
Disgusting how disgusting he is.
Yes.
You disgust me with how disgusting you are.
Hey, tutorial heads.
This is what I just talked about.
Thanks for coming to my YouTube page.
Oh, wait. I forgot to show the guys. I gotta show the guys this.
You gotta show the guys. Hey, guys.
Tig. Short. Guess what time it is, YouTube? It's tutorial time. So today, it's time to do a YouTube tutorial.
Oh my god.
And super excited because I love to get subscribe when people subscribe and like. So I'm gonna pick the perfect tutorial to do.
Look at this fucking foot, dude. Anyway, so he's a ghoul. Like I said, he's a fucking ghoul. Anyway, back to the story. We're almost done with it, by the way, guys. It's getting good.
Oh my god.
The next video, disc tutorial. And any questions so far? Everyone's good? All right, good. Disc
I have a
tutorial.
lot of questions.
Alan films the tutorial while currently being in the process of being kidnapped. So he's in the back of a van, driving. He's still bloodied in the back of a super small boxcar. Finds an outdoor drain cover inside the van.
Okay.
Flips it over and claims that the item is the tutorial due to it being worthy of having a tutorial be done on it. The next one, simple tape tutorial. Parentheses easy. Alan is cleaned up. He's wearing clothes, sitting facing the wall of a 3-foot by 3-foot square room. Incredibly tiny room. He's sitting on top of a folded towel. There is a red desk in front of him with random office and work supplies on top. One item is a bottle of turpentine he mistakenly calls water. A printout of the New York Times is also on the desk. He pulls out the tape of a tape measure and releases it. Calls a tutorial to quickly sit facing the wall again. Thanks, bye. And oh god, here's where we go. Battery tutorial, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Alan is sitting in his room. Guess who has to do another tutorial? I do. So it
has to do.
Yeah, it's kind of believed that like he is forced to do this shit. And we're gonna notice that things on that desk keep changing. New items are on the table in front of him. He knocks over a C battery, tries to open the door, the only door, it's locked. He knocks it over and he's like, okay, now can I get out? Can't. I mean, he doesn't say that, but that's what he's doing. Then says the next step is to touch the ball sitting on top of the red table. What sounds like a slowed down movie is heard outside the room, making a very creepy atmosphere for the video. It's like it's really weird sound. We don't know what the fuck that is. Senate ends budget debate rant video. So we're also noticing that Alan is kind of hitting all the hallmarks of like what YouTube videos are. You know, he had the gross out challenges. He did the tutorials. You know, he's done the food challenges.
The outdoor wilderness thing.
Yeah, survival tips. He did the cooking video with guacamole. He's kind of like, we're starting to notice at least a pattern that all of his videos are like everything we see on YouTube. It's really kind of weird shit. Anyway, so this video, Alan starts the tutorial off by showing the items in front of him. Wood, string, blue paint in an open cup, and a printout of the New York Times. So we're going to start to see that the New York Times is like part of this too. I don't really know what or why, but that's what it is. He starts talking about how he hates tutorials and how they're for little kids, and he's probably never going to do another tutorial again, and then immediately tries to open the still locked door, thinking that this makes his captors unlock the door. He reads off the first thing he sees on the New York Times and knocks over the blue paint, possibly signifying his childhood innocence in the video. Like, because, like, you know, we know...
blue chair.
And what I forgot to tell you, too, is when he was in that wilderness, when he was running around in the woods, we did see something.
A blue chair?
The blue chair knocked over in the woods.
Oh, wow.
So we don't know what the fuck's with that. That's kind of weird. Because, like, you know, he was locked out of his house. Why is that following him? So, could be a metaphor. Don't know. But he knocks up... Basically, Blue and Alan is weird. Because, like, it gets him upset, but it also, like, is, like, his thing. It's weird. And you're going to know it's his thing in a second with this blue paint. He reads off the first thing on the news and knocks over the blue paint, possibly signifying his childhood innocence. In the video description, he writes, "Sorry for the Rand video." He, like, doesn't even really want to do it. Bad news, Obama has new limits. Bad news in parentheses. Alan just reads the New York Times headlines, calls the fans, news crew. He has a hammer, lighter, and hacksaw on the red table. He now painted the red table, which he now painted blue with the spilled paint. So something's up with that paint. Alan, he asks the viewers to keep him looped in with a lonely, sad voice. He ends the video by saying, "Love you, bye." Like, he's like, he's definitely been in here for a while. And we're starting to see some weird shit collect in the corner of the room. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but we only got one quick glimpse of it, and at this point we don't know what it is, but we're going to know in a second what that is. Putin in trouble, news in all caps. Alan's wearing a white hospital gown, or some white one-piece cult gown. Something fucking weird, dude. Kind of gay, whatever. All the lights are off besides the camera light. He rushes through reading the news and ends it. So it's kind of like, it's really creepy and dark and spooky. Slow news day. 12 seconds of a video. Lights are on. Alan has painted a blue chair on the wall with the spilt paint. And like, he doesn't even show it off. You can only see it if you, like, look.
So he paints the word blue chair?
He draws a quick little blue chair.
Oh.
A silhouette of a blue chair with the blue paint. On the table are 3 box cutters and a screwdriver. We start to see what's in the corner of the room that's been collecting. It's jugs of piss. Piss bottles are accumulated in the corner, and ominous sounds are heard outside the room. Video 2013-245421. Alan takes off the gay gown. This is the 3rd video in a row Alan has not done the news. He ends the video squeezing in the word tutorial. Not even tutorial. The story of the 3 balls news. Alan has a gown on again and is doing the news. He jiggles the handle of the door but finds that it's still locked. He says he's addicted to the news. The table has 2 measuring cups of white powder and black liquid along a cut plastic bottle and 3 ping pong balls. He begins doing a hybrid news/tutorial thing. It's kind of weird with the items going between instructions and recaps. And now, this is the last piece of what I would describe. This is the last piece of what I think that this whole thing is about. $1 in parentheses US. Alan has $1. That's his top story. That's literally the entire thing. He keeps calling a news story a tutorial with the umbrella on the table. He doesn't really do anything with it. He just says that's the news. It's literally a tutorial how to open a fucking umbrella. $2. What's up, y'all? He's got another $1. Yeah, that's right. Our boy's making money, guys. He's out here. He spends most of the video flexing on us. He's about to talk about today's tutorial, but stops midway as if he's not supposed to say that. Grips the money to remind him of what to say. He has a pixelated tree or CAT scan of a brain next to a pair of craft scissors on the table. He knocks on the door and exclaims, "The tutorial is done. News is done." A $3 is found under the door. Ominous music has stopped since he was kidnapped. Alan begins aggressively shooting the dollars persistently with, like, his finger. He's like, really kind of weird shit. Like, and it goes on for way too long, and it's kind of weird. All right, we are down to the last of this. How you feeling so far? How's it making you feel?
Creeped out.
It's kind of getting weird, right?
I gotta watch it. I gotta look at all the details.
There's a lot. I'm skipping some shit, but this is basically, like, it's weird.
We gotta get to the bottom
Like
of this.
I said, this started off. We remember where this started off and where we are now. How to make a terrarium? How to make a terrarium in parentheses tutorial. Simple. This is very important. Remember this because we're gonna call back to this in another video. So remember this. Alan is not doing the news anymore because he says the free market has spoken and starts a terrarium. He then starts bleeding from his fingertips for no fucking reason. After making a quick terrarium, he claws at the space under the door to get his next dollar. He now knows when he does these things, he gets paid. So he's like waiting for it. He then says if he doesn't get about 1,000 subscribers in 2 days, he's going to take his own life. That's exactly the words he says. It's kind of weird. Said completely neutrally. Not mad, not angry. He just says, he's like, if I don't get about 1,000 subscribers in 2 days, I'm going to take my own life. That's what makes it even creepier. My own band tutorial. Alan is alive and talks about how he got 1,750 subs, so he's okay. He hasn't posted in 3 weeks since the video, so it's been more than 2 days. He barely draws his hand. My own hand tutorial. He barely draws his hand, says loudly that I did a tutorial. I did a tutorial. He has a headless dollar effigy in the corner of the room. He begins talking to it as if he is himself and he is the effigy. He's like, hey, I'm Alantutorial. What's your name? I'm Alantutorial. Oh, no way. What are you going to do? Oh, I make YouTube videos. I make YouTube videos. So he's having this weird kind of conversation where they're not even, like, super friendly with each other. They're, like, arguably awkward with each other. It's like, well, you going to subscribe to my YouTube page? Well, only if you subscribe to my YouTube page. And he's like, okay, well, you're my best friend. What? Well, okay, where are you going to go? I'm going to go online. It's, like, really weird. It doesn't, like, doesn't go well. Anything you want to say?
I'm just thinking,
Okay.
just how this could be like a metaphor for like YouTube as a whole.
Interesting.
Just like, or just money. Maybe like he's like, I'm best friends with the money.
Yeah.
Or he's like, or I'm best friends with you, who's a YouTuber. If you're best friends with me, and I'll subscribe to you if you
Right.
subscribe to
That's a
me.
good point, yeah.
But
Mutual,
I'm your
like,
best
help each
friend.
other.
But it's about the money. It's all
That's a
about
good
the
point.
money.
Yeah. There are, without a doubt, reasons for everything going on. And it's pretty...
It's crazy, man. It's trippy.
Yeah, it gets weird. And this is all through tutorials with no exposition whatsoever told. He doesn't, like retell anything. It's very weird. Science's ball burning tutorial blast. Lines are drawn in triangular patterns running across the entire room with blue crayon from the previous video. All the walls have these weird triangular shapes all over them. It's very weird, dude. It looks fucking weird.
Maybe the blue chair represents failure because it's a tutorial he couldn't do.
Yeah.
So he left it there, and now it's following him throughout his entire career.
Right. Like it's like he's like, well, you failed at that.
Yeah, and now it keeps following him, and he can't let it go.
Yeah, I think that something, whatever that blue chair means, you're definitely right. It's like it is following him for some reason, and like he can't get it out of his mind. He even drew it. It's weird. Anyway, so you're definitely right about that. Okay, blah blah blah. He lights a ping pong ball on fire and begins to say, and then you get a buck. He doesn't see anything under the door, and has his hand completely under the door, frantic. Dude, he's clawing at this door like, what the fuck? Where's my money? He uses a previous dollar to fish out the new dollar. He puts this new one as the head of his dollar man effigy, and gives a solemn, when he puts the head on, when he completes this dollar effigy, that's all he just goes, oh, and ends the video. Super weird.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I mean that's
it's like done well.
I mean that could just be a way of like that is kind of easy to decipher as like obviously he's like, hey, look at, like if you're taking it in terms of like YouTube, like YouTubers, it's like, look, I did this crazy thing, give me money, money. I did this crazy thing, give me money. And now he's like, oh, I got to use my money to make money. So he's fishing the dollar. He's like, you got to give money to get money. And then when he completes his dollar thing, it's like done. That's it. He's made it.
Yeah.
He's made it.
Oh yeah.
And now he's like, oh, because it's nothing.
I think that you might be right. I genuinely think that you're right. How to watch YouTube clips in HD 720p in parentheses computer tutorial. Okay, I told you to remember this the Terrarium
Yes.
video. Here we go. Alan finds a YouTube channel called Me Mime.
What?
M-E then mime. So it's basically like I mime.
Oh,
shit,
okay.
Like Me Mime. It is a mime guy. It's a real video. You can YouTube channel. You can go to it now. It's still there. So anyway, and shows you how to he shows you how to turn up the resolution on YouTube videos. The video that he watches on this random other channel, Mime, the video cuts abruptly to a head camera, like a GoPro on someone's head, shot of Alan holding a phone as a camera. So basically, Alan has been taking these videos with his phone camera the entire time. All of a sudden, we see Alan in the gown with the head camera on this other random channel. And Alan is surprised by this. Alan is like, he doesn't know what this is. He's like, so like he doesn't at the very least, he doesn't seem like he knows what the fuck's going on. This is a surprise to him. It is the Terrarium tutorial video from a different shot. So not from his phone, but from this camera on his head. The audio is slowed down and sounds ominous, like how the background noise has been sounding in all the other videos. It's like that slow and it's weird and shit. The background ominous noise that we've been hearing in this video is not there. It's completely not there. So we're like, what the fuck is going on? It's been there for most of the rest of the videos. That creepy background noise has always been there. He recognizes that this is him and is merely confused, not scared, just confused by it. He looks to the Dollar Man, who's sitting upright, like sitting up, looking at Alan in the corner. He like just looks at him, then looks away. The Mime video returns to the mime, and Alan ignores everything and says goodbye. The actual Mime video, like that he watched, you can actually watch yourself. That video does not have the jump cut that we saw. So basically, there's two different videos. There's the video that we are able to see as people, YouTube watchers, that doesn't have any of that shit. But the video that Alan watched with the same name on the same channel has this weird other thing with Alantutorial in it that like it's really weird. Okay, anyway, we are now down to the last this will be the last 5 minutes of this of this whole saga. 4 bad cups. It's a tutorial. We're back to tutorials.
4 bad cups.
4 bad cups. 1 cup is either water or alcohol. 1 is paste. Literally paste. 1 looks like coffee, and 1 is definitely fucking blood in a cup. They're in plastic cups.
Okay.
He drinks them. He's kind of like forced to drink them. He's told to drink them. He's okay with the water. Everything else he like coughs and chokes on and is like dying. Especially the blood. He spits the blood out everywhere. He releases a Twitter emoji message. Now, I'm going to show you guys what this is. I forgot to do my research. Or not my research. I forgot to do this and send it to my computer ahead of time. So I'm going to do this right now. But I'm going to show it to C2. But let me just upload this to my Google Drive. So
maybe the switching from like tutorials to news, that could have something to do with like the fact that like everyone's like a critic or everyone has something to say about the news and stuff like that. Because every YouTuber for a while had something to say about politics or the news.
But this was done in like 2014.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this was done well before any of that shit.
Damn, I don't know then.
Yeah.
It's a foreshadow.
I mean, definitely could be.
Of things to come.
Okay. So, I got up what I needed to get up. Okay, so here is this is not it.
I never went to the doctor about my lump.
Is it going away though?
Yeah, actually it is getting smaller.
It's probably fine then. It probably was just some inflammation. Here is the thing that Alan posts on Twitter. Alan's got his own Twitter. At the end of this, you can't see it, but there's a emoji of a man running.
Okay.
It's called runner at the bottom. So, we're gonna come back to this later, but this seems to be something.
Well, the camera's obviously him. The woods is his time in the woods. The van is when he got kidnapped. The door is him in the room. The news is him doing the news. I don't know what the hand in the sleep I think is.
I know it's crying. The hand and crying.
It's crying. Okay, so I guess he's getting hit and he's crying. Or he's getting money, which makes him happy, and then he's sad again. And he's crying, and then somebody's angry, and then time goes by, and then a bunch of fire.
Yeah, and then it eventually leads with a guy running. Okay, you got it. So I guess it wasn't that difficult. All right, cool. So he posts that on Twitter.
You realize this guy made all of these videos just for you.
I love it, dude. This is so good.
Like, you're the one person. Like, there's people who are probably like, oh, these are funny. You know, the same way they would watch, who's the dude with the eggs?
Oh, How to Basic.
Yeah, How to Basic. Like, there's people who probably watch it like that. You're like, what does this mean?
It means something. Dude, if a tutorialist gets kidnapped and he's still videotaping that shit, I'm thinking something. So, okay, good. All right, now we're here we go. This one's called big part of the group.avi. It's an AVI file. Alan is hanging from the back of the door with the camera showing his legs swinging around. He's in his gown. Let me show you what this is, because I don't think that I could describe what's actually happening in this video.
Like, is it an open door and he's hanging on it and he's swinging around?
No, the door's he's still locked in the room, and he's swinging around.
Oh boy, is this what I think it might be?
Well, he's not choking.
Okay.
He's talking.
Okay, gotcha.
One zip a week, I get a big zip out of his chore. It's probably a waste of chore, but everybody's getting
What the fuck?
everybody does a little bit of bees, and bees go quick when you have at least 700. I probably got
What the
2,000
fuck?
stories, news stories, and it's also kind of thing that you get a little bit of cash each time you do it. You do 1 slork a week.
Slork?
And, 2/8 of what you get is just.
How is he that high?
People
It's like his back is up against the ceiling.
He's like a little
I'm gonna
kid.
tell you which one, but if you guys gotta do 8 of more cents and you torrent it, you put the torrent online, you get two cedars. And if you guys want to check out my cedars,
It's like he's doing witchcraft with this jugs all around him and the dollar effigy, and
Yes.
he's floating above it.
I just get
It's like Blair Witch shit.
left.
It also ends with him,
part of the
like,
team. So team
he's, like,
players
banging
get
his
double
feet.
points on
So they're
extra
definitely-
rounds. So see you on
They're definitely loose. The goose is loose. Oh, okay, good. I was afraid I didn't. Okay, so let me just recap that for anyone who didn't know what they saw. He's hanging from the back of a door with the camera showing his legs swinging and moving while the Dollar Man is in the center circle of the piss bottles. He's speaking nonsense and rambling about math, chores, and jibber jabber. Arm tutorial. Alan is covered in blood and shit. He's dirtier than we saw him in the woods. He looks like the girl from The Ring with his dirty fucking gown. There is shit and blood stains all over the walls. He opens a box on the table that's blue to find a small wooden mallets, like 100 of them. He talks about a tutorial without mallets is like a cheat code. You know how cheat codes are, you don't want to let people out. That's exactly how he says it, and with the right punctuation. He spills out 95 mallets and hits piss bottles with, like, smacks them, like hits them with the hammer until they spill over. He crushes the Dollar Man, and then there's a reflective moment of him just waiting there. These last 4 videos are like 12 seconds each. I'm going to have you guys watch them, and I'm going to just let the videos do the talking.
I have no idea what that video meant.
Yeah. So here we go. Here are the last 4 videos. This is 8 seconds. Let me make sure that you guys can see this. You can. Okay. Here is the first of the last 4. Okay. So
Yeah.
there's that. Let's go to the next. This is the room. He's still in the same room.
Tutorial.
Did you see that?
No.
What's this thing in the fucking corner? There's something like moving. Look to the bottom right.
Yeah, what was that? That was weird, man.
Want to see it again? Because
Yeah.
it's fucking creepy, dude.
What is that?
I have no idea.
Was it feet? Is that a cat?
It's like something like rotating.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I don't know. It's freaking weird, man.
Okay.
Slow it down.
No! We're just gonna move forward.
Fine.
We watched that. We just watched that, right? Yeah, that's what we just watched. Because we watched 2. Okay, good.
What do the comments say? I need to know.
All right, well, we'll check out the comments on that last one. Okay, here we go. The comments are, his description is nothing. You can do it, Alan. Tutorial yourself through the door. Category, entertainment. This feels like another YouTube experiment thing. It was hilarious, but now it dragged on so long, I'll convince this man has gone insane. I don't know. You just redecorating in your room, and I would appreciate a tutorial on how to make my room just as lovely. Thanks. So, like, people just fucking...
tutorial.
What the hell's rotating at 15? It's so upsetting. Are the keys in the lock? Did he lock himself in? Oh, God, Alan, my poor little muffin.
Are the keys in the lock?
That's a... I thought I saw that, too. Let's check it out. Take a look at it. Nice. They might be. Underneath his hand.
Oh!
He might have locked himself in. I did not ever see that.
Wow.
All right, we have
Crazy,
2 more
man.
videos.
Crazy.
Here we go. You ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
He's got the mallet.
Oh, God. Okay.
That's his foot.
Ew.
Ew.
Ew. Oh.
Tutorial. My name's Alantutorial.
What is that? Is that the sock drill? Was that the sock drill?
I don't know.
Go back. I think that was the sock drill.
I've never seen anything like, but like that's not a sock on it. I don't know what that
is
is.
it?
It's wet.
Turkey leg?
Tutorial.
It looks like
Everything is wet.
Alantutorial.
it's like flesh.
Oh my God! Yeah, it does look like some kind of a bone.
Oh, now we're also seeing too hair. We've never seen it before. His hair is so fucking long. A lot of time. This has taken like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
This entire story has taken 2 years. This saga has taken like months. Alan has very, very long hair.
Ew.
You can also see his fingernails too.
Tutorial.
T. Fitzgerald. Hello.
Last video, guys. The big one.
There's an analysis on Alantutorial.
There's
other people that care about this shit besides you.
What the fuck was that? He seriously has one of the most innocent and sweetest voices I've ever heard. You're awesome, Alan. I don't even know what that is. Just realize it's not a messed up title. It's literally a tea tutorial. A tutorial on how to make a tea. Oh, yeah, true. And then the last one, guys. Tutorial. Here we go, boys. Let's do it.
Alantutorial.
What the hell is that?
I still have no idea.
Alantutorial.
It's like drills spinning something. So many bottles. Alantutorial.
This video's almost over. There it is. It stopped moving. He didn't do anything, but now it just stopped. He'll show it off. There it is. It's like a thing with like legs.
Turkey legs on
But
it
like
or
there's
something.
like a body to it too. You can see like the same color up here.
Creepy.
There's the dollar man.
There's a hole in the wall.
He broke it. He broke it like when he was Jimmy jamming around. I'll show you when he broke it.
Alantutorial.
Right there.
Alantutorial.
Right there. So we just busted it with those 3 hits.
I see it. Yeah.
I'm a little kid.
Fuck, bro.
So we're gonna see outside of this room for the first time.
And those echoes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those ominous noises.
No, it was weird. I'll go back to it and I'll show you what the ominous noises sound like. These are like different noises that we've never heard.
Money all taped together. It's the effigy.
It's the effigy.
Wow.
I don't know if him breaking this drywall has anything to do with the drywall he recently he broke in the house. I don't know.
Whoa.
I don't know where he is though. Like what this is.
Hey, tutorial heads. Thanks for the tutorial page.
Maybe. All right.
Tutorial.
That's it. That's the end of the saga. That is the end of Alantutorial.
All right.
That was done. It ended right at the end of 2014.
So.
All right, discussion time.
Here's one theory, but there's pieces that don't make sense.
Okay.
So you were saying something about the blue chair representing his mom dying?
It could be that. Well, I also say that because when he did the yoga thing, he was like, "This is how to do mom's yoga," and like that was the very next episode after the blue chair was knocked over. He also still had the chair knocked over, the blue chair knocked over in that video too.
Maybe that is about things falling apart and you can't put them back together. So maybe his parents got a divorce. Maybe she died. I don't know.
Yeah.
But his mom's gone.
Well, if you saw though, his dad's shit, there was a box labeled dad's.
Mm-hmm.
Not like mine or not like, like if you had your own shit, you wouldn't. I don't know if you really wouldn't write, like, if you had kids, you wouldn't write your name on the box, because it's not like they would be moving it. You'd just name like what's in it. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, like, you would only write like your name on something if you were living with like people at your own level.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like, why would you write dad's on like a box of your own shit? It seems like it's like past shit, like your dad's dead.
Maybe. Because what I'm thinking
Talk to me.
is that his mom died or something like that.
Yeah.
And his dad, that was all of his dad's tools and stuff like that. And his dad, this isn't a metaphorical thing, this is more of a literal thing. His dad was building a room for Alan to keep Alan in, to keep him out of trouble.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And Alan got out. Now, the thing that doesn't make sense is that he's trying to get back in.
He got locked out and his shit was packed up.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe his mom was trying to take him with her, and he found his way back.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But he never showed him to be around anyone else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
but
and he got fucked gross, dude. He got fucked up.
Then he left. He was on the run.
Yeah.
His dad finally found him, brought him back, realized how much money he was making, and started making him locked him in that room, and made him start making the tutorials for him. And he was the one giving him that money.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be that.
Now, I don't think that for two reasons. One, that's lame.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as exciting as, like, all these metaphors and stuff. Something more psychological. And two, there's just too many plot holes in that.
I think what it was is, if I was to make a guess, this is what I think. Alan tried his hand at a bunch of different YouTube things. Alan is emulating the Anyman. Because he's basically like he's bad at what he does. So basically it's like, well, you don't need talent to do this. You just need to like, be charismatic. You need to be a personality, which is why I talked about Alan's personality. So Alan got really good at, just talking with people and having a good time and making people laugh. His videos ended up on the front page of crack.com and things like that. So he he was getting some attention and some love. And then you know, he because of that, he was doing shit that was damaging his real world life. He was ruining the house. He was spilling shit all over the floor. He was using dangerous power tools. He was destroying his house just for the sake of YouTube videos. He's pranking his brother by destroying his fucking hard drive. So like, and that's the other thing too, is like he was fucking like up a lot of stuff like with his families and shit like that. You know, maybe using his dad's power tools and all that stuff, like whatever. But either way, like he was really just a nuisance. Like he was like getting himself. This is something we didn't really talk about. He was getting himself locked in like the closet and he couldn't get out, things like that. Like, so I mean, he definitely was a handful to deal with. And I think the last straw, well, obviously the last straw was him destroying the house itself. I mean, he literally destroyed it. So, you know, I mean, again, the whole thing of like people like knocking on the door, like, hey, shut up. Like, you know, I think that's kind of what it was too. Is like, Alan, like, you know, you're annoying me. Shut up. Like maybe that's what that knocking signified. So they're like, you know what, I fucking can't take it anymore, and they pack up his shit and lock him out, and he ends up being homeless. And I don't know if he's supposed to be a kid or not. If he is supposed to be a kid, I only think he's supposed to be a kid. Like I go back, I'm thinking he's retarded. He's probably maybe a retarded kid, but I think he's a kid because when he was hanging by the door, he was so high up. He was the size of a child. Like, you know what I'm saying? So my guess is that he's a child. Granted, I mean, when the last episode or last video when he like has hairy legs, that kind of disproves that. So it's really hard to really tell. But either way, you know, maybe he's the size of a little kid, and then you know some kidnappers picked him up. They saw him all gross and shit like that, and like fucked up, and they're like, oh, you know, poor little baby, and they're like kind of twisted in the head. So they kidnap him, and then they, you know, they put him in a room. They give him some office supplies and shit like that. But then they see, oh shit, this guy actually does tutorials and stuff like that. I want him to do tutorials, and you know, I want him to read the news and things like that. Like, you know, I want him to be like properly educated. And hey, Alan, if you do this, I'll give you some money. You know, like incentivize him. Like maybe they find out later on that he does this shit and they like it.
Maybe the whole thing from beginning to end is supposed to be like a metaphor about life.
Well, it is. I think it is absolutely a metaphor for YouTube.
I think it. Yeah, I definitely think that makes sense. If it was like 3 years later, like I would say 100%. But it was so early. It was before the real Jake Paul, Logan Paul kind of that kind of thing. Yeah. It was before like all the politics. Really, like a lot of things in there were almost foreshadowing shit that happened like 2 years afterwards on YouTube.
Become now totally political and shit like that.
Everybody always having an opinion on the news and stuff like that, and like Logan Paul, who was just about like pranks and fucking, you know, destroying shit. Yeah. Now he's got his own podcast where he's talking about news and stuff. Wow. I'm like, dude, seriously. Yeah. But what I think it could be is like, okay, so he's home, you know, he's exploring the world. He's a kid, you know, he's learning.
Yep.
He's growing up, you know what I mean? And then at some point, you got to go out into the world on your own. So he's out on his own in the world. Yeah. Trying to make his way through the world, and then eventually he settles down at this one place, like a job.
Yeah,
he gets a job. He's getting the money.
The first thing is office supplies.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Then like now other things in there like I don't
cubicle. Get. It's almost like the room is like a cubicle.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you know, he's all about the money. You know, he's like, this money is what I'm aiming for. And so, well, like, maybe that could be
work to get money.
Exactly.
And like, you know, at first he's getting appreciated and he's not, but then like his like office or his job goes to shit. Like he like just like thinks it's terrible. And here's the thing: it could even be like the job is running out of money, and eventually, like, you know, because at some point I think at the end of that thing, he's left alone because the creepy ominous noise is no longer there. They've clearly forgotten about him. The lights are off. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole room is fucking disgusting. Like. They've definitely forgot about Alan, where he like has to break out. You know what I'm saying? So I really think that like he's alone at the end.
That could be a metaphor
and they also have the keys in there. What is with that?
You
could leave if you want to.
That's it. Exactly what I was gonna say.
Job. If you don't like it, leave.
That's exactly it. It's a metaphor for he's at this job, and it's not so bad at first, and then things start getting worse and worse and worse.
exactly.
But he's trying to get to this, complete his money effigy. Finally, he does it. That thing you were saying, that like really, struck a chord.
Yeah.
With like I did it.
Yeah.
I did the thing, but now what? So now he's like, he doesn't know what to do. He's got, he still keeps doing what he's been doing, but things just keep getting worse and worse. So, but he could leave at any time because the keys are in there. You know what I mean? But things start turning to shit. So, like, that's the representation of, like, life or his job or something like that. So, finally, he leaves.
I mean, yeah, if you go to it, like, it does make sense. He gets the money. This is what everyone can see.
Yeah, and then
he has the money. He's happy with it, but, like, eventually, it's not enough. He's just like, too sad. The money doesn't matter. All this means is, like, yeah, at first he was happy at the money, but then he realized, like, that his own life, like, as time went on, he really hated it. And then, as you can see, like, the burning, essentially, like, I'm done with this fucking place, and he doesn't really burn anything, but he does get the fuck out of there.
The one thing I don't get, that one where he's, like, hanging off the door. I do not understand what's going on there.
Yeah, he's fucking bananas there. I mean, that is, I don't even know. Like,
yeah, I don't know what that could be a representation of.
Yeah.
I mean, that just looks like some kind of witchcraft stuff. It looked like he's floating. Like, it looks like he's supposed to be, like, floating above it. Like,
yeah, it kind of did. At first, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's bizarre. He's talking, like I said, literally just speaking nonsense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so what'd you think of it?
Could be just a representation of losing your childhood or working your way through, like, just growing up, like, going through life or something like that. Or it could be something to do with YouTube, as
I think that you were right. I think that this same thing can be, because YouTube can be a job. So you can look at it like that, or you can look at it like a real life. Like, you can kind of, the same thing that this story is telling you, and the same, like, morals or like life lessons, can be applied to whether you're a YouTuber or even just a regular person in life. Because, as I did say, like, I was thinking that this is kind of the situation, like, so, he's making YouTube videos with whatever he's got around the house. He ends up getting kicked out. He basically fucks over, because, like, if you're a YouTuber or, like, a Twitch streamer, if you're, like, a full-time Twitch streamer, you're probably not going to see your friends all that much, because you're working, like, 20 hours or, like, 10-hour days and stuff like that, just streaming. So, like, time for fun things. Like, you're going to have to stream every single day, so on and so forth. That's basically what it is. So, like, same thing with YouTube. You're going to be focusing on your YouTube videos all the time, promotion and all this other shit. So, I mean, basically he completely abandons his previous real life for just YouTube content and all this shit. He ends up completely destroying. I mean, he's at ground zero. Like, he's like has no home and all this shit just for the sake of YouTube. He basically gives up, sacrifices everything for his YouTube channel. He ends up getting picked up, which could be like
picked up by a brand.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like
yeah.
A parent company. What I'm saying, like, partnered. And they force him to stay, like, within this confined space. They don't let him express himself and his creativity. He expresses it a little bit with what they give him. He tries to make it his own at first by, like, painting on the walls and shit like that. But eventually, just, like, this place just becomes so fucked up. I mean, it's so cramped, and, like, the creativity that the limited space for creativity they're giving him, like, it ends up just, like, going to shit. I mean, that's why shit, piss, and blood are everywhere in this place. He tries to follow, like, what they're trying to push on him. Hey, how about you do the news now? Look, the news is popular. They give him the news. I'm saying, this parent company, and they're like, yeah, we want you to be more family friendly, or do more of this, do more news. Like, how about that? So they try to push that on him, and he goes, no, I'm not doing that. So then he goes back to the tutorials, and they basically want to, like, I don't know, like sabotage him by, like, they give him just, like, crappy stuff, like blood and all this shit. Like, they're just, like, really trying to, like, like, paste, and they're really just trying to, like, essentially cause him to want to leave. Like, all right, we'll make it so bad. Hey, man, the key's right there. You can leave anytime you want. If you really want to. And then eventually they just completely forget about him. They're like, you know what? Fuck him. I don't even care. You know what? We're not going to help him at all. We're not going to do anything for him. We're going to completely leave him. But you're still signed in this contract. So you're still stuck in this contract, which is the room. So you can't get out. I mean, you can get out if you want. You have to basically get yourself out of the contract, break the contract by opening the door with the key in it. But, we're not going to do anything for you. We're going to completely forget about you. That's why the lights are off.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's kind of what I was thinking. And eventually, instead of doing that, he basically, like, instead of going through the door, he busts through into a new way, into like a different thing. Like, you know, instead of like, all right, well, like, and Alantutorial stops there. So basically, he's like, all right, fine, I'll still stay in the contract, but I'm done with Alantutorial. So I bust through this other wall into this different world of things. So like, you know, basically it's like, I'm a YouTuber, but now I bust through YouTube because I'm stuck in some shitty contract, and I'm gonna be doing some different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he won't even be doing YouTube, which clearly not, because he stopped doing YouTube. So maybe now he's like, you know, an artist, or maybe he's like whatever. But like, but still, Alantutorial is stuck in a contract, but Alan is not doing Alantutorial.
Wow.
So I think maybe that. But anyway, I mean, yeah, it's up to speculation. I love it. I love this thing because it's
How long ago did the last video come out?
December 2014.
Damn.
Yeah. So I mean,
What
I
if
love
a
it.
new one came out?
Huh?
What if a new one came out?
I don't think it's going to. I think the story is done.
I think so.
It was created by this guy named Alan Resnick.
Okay.
I've talked about him before. He's done a couple different things. He's done this House of People in it, which is a really interesting thing. He does a lot of things for Adult Swim, but they're not funny. They're like Alantutorial. They're fucking weird, and they're stories, dude. He did one called unedited footage of a bear, which is 5 seconds of a grizzly bear, followed by a YouTube ad. This is on Adult Swim that you can't click out of, and it's for this like Claire is in, and like, oh, like it's for nasal congestion, and really like what they say in it is basically like you start to think it's like actually about antidepressants, because like it doesn't seem like these are side effects and things you need to worry about with like, you know, Sudafed or Clarazin. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So then like it just goes deeper and deeper. Anyway, this guy is really, really good.
That makes sense, because that could just be a thing of like people are clicking on YouTube videos to kind of forget about their lives, you know what I mean? And now an ad comes up for like an antidepressant. So it's kind of like YouTube's just a fake antidepressant, you know what I mean?
Yeah, interesting. It's really, really interesting. And like he does a lot of things where it's on multi-platforms. Like this room has this House has People in it is like, it's a video that's maybe like 2 minutes, but if you go on the website and if you take clues from the video itself, you can find passwords and usernames to get into deeper, like you can find videos on that website.
It's like Cicada, whatever.
Yeah, Cicada 3301. It's fucking crazy, dude. Like all of his things are so deep. Like again, Alantutorial is one of those like where it's basically all here. There's some things that he talks about on his Twitter that I didn't talk about, but nothing that really you couldn't have got from the lecture that I've given.